Hey, Delina here. So I just wanted to show you real quick how I did that Santa glitter globe background from Squijoo. So I'm in Photoshop and I have the background open. I also went ahead and opened the picture that I want to use so that I'm not hunting down a picture on my hard drive. Um, but whenever you do this, you can go to File, Place Embedded, and just place your image. Okay, so I have my image open of my son that I want to put into the globe, and here's the background. So from here, I'm going to go to File, Place Embedded, and find where you downloaded the folder. And inside it, you'll have these other options here. So we're going to click on the picture mask, and we're going to place it. And whenever it pops up, it'll pop up like this, and you can move it around, and you can also resize it. But really it pops up with a good size, so I'm just gonna make sure that it's in the middle of the globe where I want it, and then I'm gonna click the check mark to place it. Now, if you don't like where it's located and you want to change that, or if you want to resize it, make sure that you're on the picture mask layer, and then you can press Control T or Command T on your keyboard, and you can resize it and you can move it around again. And then you just click the check mark again. Okay, so from here, we have the picture mask placed about where we want it. Now we're going to go to our picture. You can either do File, Place Embedded, and then find the picture on your computer and place it just like we did the picture mask, or since I already have mine open, I'll just click there and I'm going to just drag the layer and plop it in. Okay, so in my layers panel here, which by the way, if you don't see your layers panel, you can go to window and just make sure that layers is checked and it'll pop up somewhere on your screen. So this is stacking over here. So we have our background, picture mask, and then our picture. So we do want to make sure that the picture is above the picture mask, just like this. Now I do need to resize this to make it fit the picture mask. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to convert it to a smart object so that whenever I resize it, it stays the same quality. So I'm going to press Control or Command T, and I'm going to use the arrows on the side with the boxes, and I'm just going to resize it or stretch it out so that he covers the picture mask. And whenever I resize it, it keeps the shape. If yours doesn't, then I think it's because this little link right here needs to be checked, because otherwise you'll have this. So click that little link right there, and whenever you pull from any of these, it keeps the shape. Okay, so I'm just going to place this where he's covering the entire picture mask. And it's okay if any of this outside stuff is taking over most of the picture. That's okay. We're just going to make sure that the main part of what we want to show up in that picture mask is about where the picture mask is behind. Okay, so I'm going to place. Okay, so from here, since the picture is above the picture mask, we're going to right click on the picture layer and we're going to go to Create Clipping Mask. And that's going to clip your picture to the picture mask only, which means if you move the mask, see, so the picture is only where that picture mask is, if that makes sense. So even if you resized it really little, you're only going to see the picture that's clipped to it wherever the picture mask is. Okay, so now we're going to click the top layer, whatever your top layer is, and we're going to go to File, Place Embedded, and this time we're going to click the glitter overlay, and we're going to place it, and we can move it around. So we're going to move it to the bottom of the globe, about where we think the bottom, or wherever you want it to be really. And we're going to click the check mark. Okay, so since this has a black background, we're going to change the blending mode so that we only see the glitter. So we're going to go to this drop down right here where it says normal. We're going to click this and we're going to drag it to screen. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to go back to File, Place Embedded, and we're going to click the other glitter overlay, place it, and move it to about where we want it. Click the check mark, and then we're going to also change its blending mode to screen. Okay, so now at this point, on this last glitter overlay that we used, if you zoom in, I'm zooming in by holding down Alt and then using the scroll wheel in my mouse, and it zooms, but you can also go to View and zoom in or out. You can also use these hotkeys right here. Okay, so I'm zooming in and I'm seeing that this glitter, I don't want it on his face. So with that glitter overlay selected in your layers panel, you're going to go down to this little button down here, and that's going to add a layer mask. Now since the layer mask is white, that means white reveals and black conceals. So if it's a white layer mask, then that means that this entire overlay is showing, because white reveals. So if we want to conceal any part of this overlay, then we need to go to our brush tool over here on this panel, and we need to make sure that we have a black brush, which is down here. You can change it white reveals, so we don't want that because all of the layer is already showing. So if we go to black with a black brush, then that means we can brush off the glitter that we don't want on him. So we won't have any like in his mouth or on his eyes or anything like that. So if you look over here at your layer mask right here, that black dot is what we brushed off of his face. So we've concealed only that part. The rest is showing, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. I'm not the greatest at this. Okay, so whenever we zoom back out, that looks pretty good to me. And then from here, you can file, save a copy, and save it somewhere on your hard drive to share. You can also save as, and if you save it as a Photoshop file somewhere on your computer or an external hard drive, then you won't have to repeat these steps again. And then if you want to go in and change the picture, all you have to do is just hide the picture that you currently have in there, and then just file, place embedded, and add a new picture, and you can just keep doing that, or you can delete the picture out and just keep. But if you save it as a Photoshop file somewhere, then you won't have to go back in and redo all this that you did. Okay, I hope that helps.